Honourable Senators, I wish to draw your attention to the presence in the gallery of Andrea Hines and Kathy King, authors from Edmonton, Alberta. They are the guests of the Honourable Senator Miville-Dechêne. On behalf of all senators, I welcome you to the Senate of Canada. Senatrice Miville-Dechêne.
I'm honored to introduce two remarkable, courageous women, Kathy King and Andrea Hines, two survivors who chose to turn their hardship, their trauma, into action to change perceptions in Canada about the true nature of commercial sexual exploitation. Cara King was found dead 30 years ago, 1 month after she disappeared from the streets of Edmonton. According to her mother, Kathy King, Cara was using drugs, suffering from psychosis, and being sexually exploited, but she was unable to find help. After her death, Cara was labeled, stigmatized, and practically blamed for the exploitation she had experienced, with no one concerned themselves with the abusers. At the age of 22, Andrea Hines was deeply in debt and coming out of a toxic relationship. She entered the world of prostitution by responding to an ad in the newspaper. She sold sexual services 4,300 times in 7 years before realizing that this was not a job like any other, but that she was suffering from dissociation, which had enabled her to endure strangers spitting on her, hitting her, removing their condoms without her consent, choking her, and showering her with degrading insults. Kathy King and Andrea Hines stood up and took action to say loud and clear that a society like Canada cannot and must not tolerate the commercial sexual exploitation of women. Hence, their award-winning book, published in 2024, is titled When Men Buy Sex, Who Really Pays? Les auteurs constatent dans le
In their book, the authors note that there is much debate about the condition and supposed choices of women who sell sexual services when we should be turning our attention to the buyers, the clients. Why do some men choose to purchase women in this way? Is it an inevitable consequence of gender inequality? Can financial compensation really justify the harm inflicted on those who are bought? No, of course not. Rather than engaging in an ideological battle with sex workers, King and Hines chose to become educators in Edmonton's sex trade offender program for men who have been convicted for the first time of purchasing sexual services. According to the authors, this program works and reduces recidivism as participants become aware of the harm inflicted on women and develop empathy. But this is only a small part of the solution to reducing the demand for sexual services. Prevention and education of boys and girls are also needed, as well as law enforcement and budgeted funds to implement strategies for exiting prostitution.
Hines and King want to combat inertia, indifference, and the normalization of this exploitation, which in many cases is linked to the sex trafficking of girls and women. I admire these two women who are in Ottawa to raise awareness. Let us applaud their efforts.